I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh and Angel Ortega. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. Well, maybe a little bit too sour. We were in a bad mood this week. That's right, because Chiefs lost. We talked about it for 20 minutes last week. 20 minutes of the show about the NFL season. And nothing good for us here in Kansas City. But, hard to complain whenever you've made, five of the last six Super Bowls, just a reminder. So nonetheless, though, a few sponsors of the show. We have some fights to talk about and a bunch of other stuff. Rogue Energy, fantastic sponsor of the show. Code Soundoff at checkout when you go to Rogue Energy. Get 10% off all their amazing products. Same case for ELYXR. They're going to get you really high with their Delta 9 products. Again, code Soundoff. When you spell the brand's name at checkout, all caps for 10% off. Lastly, BetMGM. Follow the link down below. Get up to $1,500 in bonus bets paid back if you do not hit. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER if you're having any issues. But if not, you want to have some fun with us, put some money down on the fights, follow the link down below. And if you do not hit, again, up to $1,500 in bonus bets paid back.
Speaking of bonus bets,
did
you see the thing I sent you on Twitter with the guy who had the bet on the Baltimore game?
I did, yeah.
Dude. Degenerate behavior.
Dude, I mean, hey man, it's football season. That means it's degenerate season. All right, it's betting season. Like I wake up in the morning, I have my cup of coffee, I get on BetMGM, and then I can't make that joke. But I get on there and I look at all the bets. There's a lot of lines, a lot of fun stuff. Same game parlays.
You know what that guy probably
anytime
lost,
touchdown story
because he probably wasn't betting with BetMGM.
I think that's the reason why he lost. Yeah, I think because he wasn't on BetMGM.
He was on another unknown sports.
Because like the offers aren't as good. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like the odds just aren't as good. The offers aren't as good. So BetMGM, that would have never happened. Like that would have.
It's UFC Noche, and so we're definitely going to be cooking up some spicy
parlays.
Spicy parlays. And your boy's been winning lately.
Yeah, your boy's been winning. Yeah. I mean, hey man, we gotta win because
right now I need to call BetMGM though, because I think one night I was drunk trying to log into my phone.
Yeah.
And I my face.
Oh, they locked you?
They locked me, so I need to call.
Oh, BetMGM. Unlock us right now.
I mean, kind of my fault because I kept trying to get in. I'm like, well, how can I get in and bet? So I need to call this week and be like, hey, can you guys unlock my account?
And if you're having issues as well in the form of addiction or something like that, contact 1-800-GAMBLER once again. If we're talking about contacting phone numbers, yeah, man. Look, hey, I'm excited to bet this week. Obviously, we have, like you said, Noche UFC. Not only that, I mentioned at the top of the show, the Chiefs a underdog this week. An underdog, very, very surprising. First time in a while, I believe that Mahomes is going to be an underdog at home, coming back as a plus 195. Only the second time in his career that he will be an underdog at home.
They're playing at home? I mean, that kind of actually gives me a little bit more hope.
That's what I thought too. The fact that we're at home is huge.
But
yeah, exactly. Still not super optimistic playing the Philadelphia Eagles. The Super Bowl rematch. So if you want to throw some money down on that game, massive game, follow the link down below. Well, Angel, it was a hell of a crowd at the Accor Arena in Paris, France on Saturday night. In the main event, middleweights, Nasruddin Imavov defeating Kyle Baralho 50-45, 49-46, 49-46. Kyle kind of going for a couple takedowns, couldn't get him. I think Kyle, what we said heading into the fight is probably true. He looked like the more well-rounded guy, but he just couldn't get off those shots. And early, Imavov kind of worked up a big lead. I gave him the first 4 rounds. I thought Baralho maybe could have given him the 5th. Maybe could sneak another round in there too, but for the most part, Imavov kind of controlling the fight for the 5 rounds. Give me your thoughts on the fight, and did he do anything to make you think, man, you know what, this guy deserves a title shot. He should face Hamza Chimaev next.
I mean, look, he definitely put himself in a position to, if RDR versus Fluffy Hernandez was not happening, I mean, it wouldn't be really much of a question. The issue is that fight's happening, so now they got options. Mm-hmm. Depending how that fight goes, I think that will determine the next opponent of Chimaev. Is this 100% solidified? Definitely not. I don't think I think they'll definitely wait out, see what happens here in a few weeks with Fluffy and RDR, and from there, probably go forward and kind of figure out who they want between whoever the winner of that is and even off this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I feel about it. I thought, obviously, if that fight wasn't booked, he's obviously getting the title shot, but that fight is booked, and
because we pretty much thought for a little bit that this was probably going to be like, oh, these whoever wins this fight's probably going to fight the winner at the time, Duplessis, Chimaev. The issue was, and now they added the X factor of being like, you know something, fuck it, we want Fluffy versus RDR now too.
Yeah, and then those are 2 finishers too, by the way. So if somebody gets a finish in that fight, especially a big one, it's like, Imavov could lose out on a shot, And at that point, it's like if you're Imavov, let's say,
you wait.
For example, I was about to say, you could probably just wait it out, or you could, I don't know.
It'd be a while though.
Yeah, I don't even. You know what? I mean, shit. Sean Strickland rematch. I feel like that would make sense. I don't think it'd be a very fun fight, but I feel like it'll be about 3 years. I believe they fought December 2022. So, yeah. I mean, the reality is,
should it happen?
They don't have a lot of good names for him right now, because if you take a look at that middleweight top 10, top 5 specifically, it's like, who could he realistically fight? Those 2 names are already booked, like we said, in the form of Rene Ritter and obviously Fafa Hernandez. So you take them out. DDP, I mean, I guess you could fight DDP, but I don't know if DDP is going to want to go by the time Imavov's going to want to go. You know what I mean? Strickland's unbooked, RDR's booked, and then there's Israel Adesanya rounding out the top 5, who he's already fought. And then you go down to number 7's Robert Whittaker. That's where we're at now. So for Imavov, you really don't have a lot of options. So that's why I said, Strickland maybe, because he's unbooked. If DDP wants to come back that quickly, maybe they could run a DDP fight with Imavov, but I don't know. I mean, it'd have to be one of those 2 names if he doesn't get the title shot, And I don't know if the UFC is going to want to give him a title shot off a win like this. I mean, I thought it was a solid win. He looked good on the feet. He controlled the fight, but he also didn't really get that finish, which I feel like a lot of people are kind of hoping for and kind of wanting to see out of him, especially granted the fact that it is kind of this little round robin kind of tournament thing where whoever looks most impressive out of the 4 guys they get the title shot. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens though. Solid win for him. Good for Imavov. He's a guy that I did not believe in for a lot of his UFC run, and it's a hard thing too. Like a lot of these guys, they come in and you expect them to be so dominant. You know what I mean? Like you expect him to if they're like a future champion, future title contender, you expect him to come in and just wreck shop.
And he was stagnant on it.
Yeah, and he was stagnant for a while. Had lost. Didn't he lose to Phil Hawes? If I remember correctly. Someone like that. Yeah, he lost to Phil Hawes in his second UFC fight. He lost to Sean Strickland on a week's notice. He had that no contest of Chris Curtis. Like it's taken him time to get rolling.
And then he followed that up with the Roman Dolidze.
He got the win, but talk about lackluster.
Yeah,
so.
It was a 3-fight stretch of
meh.
Yeah, and then prior to that, they were selling you on it, with the Ian Heinisch win, the Edmund Shabazian win, the Buckley win, but it's okay, good, but Heinisch at that point, right?
He's struggling really bad.
Edmund, we know what we have with Edmund at that point.
Yeah,
and then Buckley, a undersized 85er, who then became now a pretty successful win. I mean, the win is age good, but.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of had a lot of stops and starts, and for guys at the top, you kind of don't really expect to see that, So I think that's part of the reason why internally I've kind of been not as high on him as a lot of other people have been. But look, this is a great win for all the granted, and people are already making excuses. Oh, he did this weight cut, he cut weight twice recently.
I don't think that was intelligent.
No, obviously not. But that's his choice. Imavov can't really control that sort of stuff.
And he got paid.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. In a sport like this where dudes aren't getting paid much, at the top level as they probably should, good for him. And he got the payday. It is what it is. I don't think he wins that fight anyway. Because Imavov looked to be levels above him, So and he did look drained. So maybe that's part of it, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about this co-main event though. Look, dude. Hey, it's not all the times that I go out there. I make a lot of bad fight predictions on this show. I'm having a lot of bad takes. But damn, I really knocked this one out of the park.
I mean, I saw it done on the week. I mean, but was my assessment not kind of right?
No. It's not necessarily you, but it's more I feel like conventional wisdom, not only from you, but from a lot of people heading this fight, was that it was just going to be chaos. They're going to go crazy.
I thought it was going to be chaos to an extent, but I wasn't wrong in the sense of this is his pseudo Conor McGregor Chad Mendes moment, just not with the same stuff writing on the line, where it's like he's facing a grappler, he's the stand-up guy. You know, how is he gonna rise to that moment? He needs to, and there was periods, dude, where he gave you a little bit of hope. Like there was that moment where he ended up getting on top. He had that wizard. I can't remember the second round. Like, okay, he's looking for it. He's fighting for it. He wants it, you know. And there was those moments where I think there was a point where BSD was on top of him. He was raining down, and it's like, fuck, is he gonna fold or is he gonna stick it out? And he was sticking out. I'm like, dude, this is like, it was reminiscent to me of that Mendes Conor moment that you see in the movie, dude. In the notorious docu movie / whatever you want to call it, and I was like, is he gonna cross the line? Like, this is his crossing the line moment, and he didn't cross it. And I said he might not last week. I thought I was kind of on point where I'm like, this is what this moment needs to be for him. It just doesn't have the same stuff on the line, except unfortunately in this case he didn't end up crossing over.
Yeah, and it's not really that like he looked bad or anything. This was a really big learning moment for him. The fact that, you know, he was able to get dominated on the mat so easily. And look, I mean, this is what I said. I thought BSD was going to flip the script on him. I didn't think he was going to go in there for the war. And, you know, to be fair, like Mauricio Hovey, like, did land some big shots on him. BSD still has that issue where he just leaves his chin wide open and doesn't get his head off the center line and so on and so forth. So, he's a guy that is still there for the taking if you're like an elite top 10 or top 5er. But I do think this showed the levels. And people were debating, like, is this more of an indictment on, you know, is BSD just that good, or is Mauricio Hovey just like,
it's a bit of both,
gotten exposed a little bit? I agree with you. I think it's a little bit of both. I think BSD, his grappling is so good. He's so strong. He's so heavy on top that, like, once he gets in there and he starts putting pressure on you, it's like, well, shit, you know, like, he's that good on the mat. So, I wasn't that shocked with Mauricio Hovey getting submitted, but look, he'll be back. The fact that we had a couple fighting nerds losses on this card, it's like, you know, MMA fans, like, they love to just shit on everything. Like, they're chomping at the bit to hate people. You know what I mean? Like, the fighting nerds were having such a good run before this. An incredible run.
It's a thing now, dude. And on top of that, I mean, dude, they look like, and we were hyping. I was hyping it up, at least on the show. It's like, dude, they seem like the next gym up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I reference City Kickboxing a lot, where they had their guys, and even then with them, dude, they had guys who didn't come through. Dan Hooker didn't come through. Didn't end up getting that big title moment. KKF didn't at that time. He did later on, ended up falling short still. But then you had Volk and Izzy, who, I mean, dude, those guys are in conversations for some of the greatest in that division, you know what I mean? Where you want to put them is up to, you know, whoever, right? But that's what they got to, and it was kind of like, okay, what are these like 4 or 5 guys going to do here? Because, like, they're killing it right now. And I mean, just to talk about the fighting nerds as a whole, because I think that's kind of next transition in this conversation. I don't think anybody should be worried, dude. Like, look at Protes. Like, he went from fighting, winning. Okay, time to get the step up against Ian Gary. Fell a little short, but even then, late in that fight, hurt Gary. Tried to get him out of there. Wasn't able to. You know, Gary did enough in those 5 rounds. Ended up getting a decision. Okay, so be it. A few months later, Protes turns around, gets that sick ass finish with the spinning elbow. Hey, I said it on the show at the time. Don't give up on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one moment. This is one hard fight. He's gonna give us another highlight soon, and he did. I imagine with Borralio and Mauricio Hovey, like, they'll come back too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. People are like, it's all on Jean Silva. You know, I'm seeing the fucking Last Ronin.
Last
Ronin Ninja Turtle memes, which is like, okay,
Jean Silva, final hope.
I'll put it like this: in the sense of like next guy up, potentially pushing for a title shot. Yeah, is Lord Jean Silva, as some would say. Lord Jean Silva in a position to fight for a title against Diego Lopes, to step over the line and put himself in a position to fight for a title and continue carrying the flag for the fighting nerds in that sense. But in the sense that the fighting nerds gym as a whole has fallen like entirely short, I think is incorrect. They both lost fights that each guy had questions into. They had things to prove, and it didn't go their way. If these guys are the fighting nerds, as they say, and they do have this quality, this willingness to learn and adjust, these guys will come back and do things just like Protes did too. Mm-hmm. So, and even then, Protes is rumored. I don't know if it's even official yet, but looking to fight Leon Edwards. I mean, dude, he wins that fight, he's back in the mix. Like, guys, it doesn't take a lot in this sport when you're at the top to come back really quick
Yeah.
and put yourself in a position for a title.
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of the look, dude. People write off people so quick in this sport, man. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, it drives me insane. The fact that people act like you lose one fight, now you're just garbage. You're nothing, and it's like, dude, like
You're gonna lose in MMA a lot.
yeah, and also like this gym was so good before this. You can't just say they're washed and they're garbage now because they lost one fight. That makes no sense.
Well, dude, if you're not like undefeated or have one or two losses, you're like nothing to some people, you know?
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Yeah, I mean,
and then
they'll
we'll
be
talk
back.
about it, like the appreciated fighters with this next fight, dude. Because like even going down one, like Simonesis Bukauskas defeated Paul Craig as expected. I hate to say it, like
yeah,
that,
as
but
expected though. I mean, he, I believe-
W win for Bukauskas. I mean, I don't know if the rankings have been updated yet, but he's in some prime position to do some shit at 205.
Yeah, and not that I want to move on from him because like he's actually had a really good run, and I think he said post fight he's not in the rankings. I'm gonna be clear, but he said post fight I want somebody in the top 15. I think he's earned it. I think he deserves that somebody in the top 15. Who exactly? I don't really know. I don't think it really matters, but Cage, he's coming back from obviously the Cage Warriors run. He's looked so good. He's won 4 in a row now, and Paul Craig is not a former champion, but he was on the cusp. This is gonna sound crazy, but I feel he was on the cusp of being elite. At various times in this promotion's history, that run from 2019 to 2022, whenever he was just, he won like 6 fights in a row, beat Jamal Hill in there, Krylov, the ghost of Shogun Hua. Like he had a lot of good wins in that run. Paul Craig retiring. Give me your thoughts, Angel. 37 years old. Lost the last of 6 of his last 7. Feels like it was time, but still, give me your thoughts.
Look, I mean, I say this time and time again, man. In this sport, you need Paul Craigs. That's kind of the beauty of MMA and I feel like a lot of the modern fans fail to understand this too. And even just like kind of casual fans where it's like, dude, not every guy, it's going to sound crazy, not every guy has to be the elite of the elite, the world beater. Like, you need guys who are just down to fucking fight, man. Down to fight their way, down to compete in their way. And for what it's worth, like, and even granted at times I criticize Paul Craig, and it's because he was, he was chasing to progress in his career and to get to a title and be champion or whatever. So definitely at times we're hypercritical on the show, but at the same time though, there was a certain beauty that he wanted to fight the way he wanted to fight, that he was willing, he wanted to compete the way he wanted to compete, and entertain in that capacity. And there's no other sport where you can kind of do that and get away with that, and maybe, how do I put it? Be able to lack performances at times.
Yeah.
You can't, maybe you want to play basketball or football in a certain style. You really can't do that, on a week to week. I mean, you could, but it might probably come back and bite you in the ass, where I think in fighting, he was kind of like, something, I want to do this my way.
Yeah.
And he did, and he made it entertaining. And at times, he got some elite wins. He beat former champion Jamal Hill. He submitted Magomed Ankalaev when he was losing 30-27 in the 3rd round. Like, he has that stuff. He is forever, how do I word this? Immortalized in the sport because of those wins.
Yep.
Even to this day, you look at Magomed Ankalaev's record, the only loss on his record is a submission loss to Paul Craig. Like, and that's never going to go away. And if Magomed Ankalaev retires today or tomorrow or after his next fight, and let's say his only loss is still that, guess who's still going to be in the history books 10, 30, 40 years from now? It's still going to be Paul Craig, because he beat that guy. Yeah,
man, Paul Craig is one of those guys that he makes MMA fun. Like, I've said this before many, many times on the show. I'm not in MMA for it's gonna sound weird because like I am in there for him, but you're gonna get the point I'm making. Like, I'm not in MMA for the John Joneses. Like, I'm not. I'm being honest. Like, not that I don't enjoy their fights. I enjoy watching the greatest of the greatest. I like watching the elite at their peak, and there's something cool about seeing the levels of how good somebody can be. But I watch MMA for the weirdos. I watch MMA for the wacky motherfuckers. I watch MMA for guys like Paul Craig. Guys that are, are they going to be a champion? No. Like I said, he flirted with being elite at various times in his career. He beat multiple former champions, but, I don't think he was ever that top guy, so to speak. But, he made things fun by being himself and having this unique style. And, you know, and you brought up earlier, like in basketball, like let's say you can't have a guy who's only going to do one thing really, really well. You know what I mean? Like maybe you can, maybe back in the day, for example, like back in the day, like we had like 7'5" centers who would just hang out in the paint all day. You know what I mean? But for the most part, in other sports, you don't have people who can just do one thing. But that's what Paul Craig does. He's just a grappler, typically on his back, doing crazy shit out of his guard and so on and so forth. And there were so many times whenever it looked like he was going to be done and get cut from the UFC, and like he somehow found a way to pull the wind out of his ass and like get back on the scoreboard, so to speak. Like he's such a unique guy, and it's him, Ryan Hall, even taking a boxing example, somebody like Emmanuel Augustus, like Ricardo Mayorga. Like there's so many guys that it's just like, if you're interested in this sport, you don't have to be a champion to have a great run and have somewhat of a legacy. And Paul Craig, I think, is one of the guys that perfectly exemplifies that fact. So yeah, hell of a run for him. I think, you know, hey man, maybe he'll be on like a UC UK type commentator. I feel like he has that in his future. You know what I mean? Like he's a very well-spoken, funny guy. So I'm sure we'll see him around in the MMA scene, maybe in the jiu-jitsu scene. But yeah, man, we'll see. Nonetheless, you take a look at the rest of the card. Mason Jones, man. Mason Jones. One of the greatest comebacks of the year. Taking on Bullet. Oh my God. Angel, help me out here. Bulgy Oki. Okai. Something like that. Apologies to the man, because he had a great performance for the first half of this fight.
Dude, this
half, though.
This was an insane 2-round fight, though.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the fact that this did not get fight of the night is a crime. An absolute crime against humanity. But
wait, who ended up getting fight?
Nobody, no fight of the night.
Oh, that's fucking
4 performances of the night.
That's fucking criminal, dude.
BSD, Mason Jones, Ante Delija, and Kyle Fernandez ended up getting the bonuses. And there were a lot of good finishes on this card. So there were a lot of people who could have gotten bonuses but didn't.
11 finishes, right?
Yeah, 11 finishes out of 13 fights, which is,
by the way,
bonkers.
You thought I exaggerated last week, and I kind of did too. Where I was like, this looks like Prime Kate Upton, or I was like, you know, this is an 8. You get to know her; she's a 9. I hate to say it, guys, but I might have been right.
Yeah, exactly. This is.
I didn't undersell it in hindsight.
This is like, you know, Halle Berry, Catwoman. Like this is.
Shit, what a shit film, by the way.
What an awful film, but what a great pull. So yeah, I mean, as far as this card goes, yeah, I mean it was excellent. The Mason Jones fight was great. Axel Sola with a great fit. Now, granted, the stoppage is not even a little bit, very questionable. But you know,
felt for my boy Reese McKee, man. This second run has been brutal,
and it felt like we were bringing it back. It really felt like we were bringing it back.
Dude, he's officially 1-5 in the UFC, and he's 1-3 in this following run.
Well, you know what?
Lost to Axel Sola, split to Chidi and Jokwani, and then a unanimous loss to Englusa, who I believe Englusa isn't even in the fucking UFC anymore.
Brutal. Yeah, shout out Peacemaker. Yeah. So yeah, man. Just disappointing for our boy Reese McKee, and it was a bad stoppage, I thought, but I mean he wasn't performing well before the stoppage either. Like he probably would have lost on the cards. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, he's a fun guy at welterweight, but it seems like that's where he's peaked out. Like he can maybe beat some of the lower guys on the roster, but not much more than that. William Gummies picked up a solid win. Umar Sy, how about that? A knockout win on the prelims over Bridson Ribeiro. One of the talks of the card, you also got the bonus. Ante Delija, 35 years old, former PFL veteran. You know, he was in the PFL and he looked fine. You know what I mean? But I will say, this is a really fun story. Like, obviously, he was in... So, he fought Marcin Tybura back in September of 2015. So, 10 years ago in M1 Global. He lost. He broke his leg. He missed 3 years of his career. He hung out in Ryzen. He went to the PFL. Went to KSW. And he was just fine. You know what I mean? Like, he lost to Bruno Capelozzi a couple times. He lost to Moldavsky. He beat, you know, Benin Fahea, a couple other good names. He eventually got into the UFC, and at 10 years after breaking his leg, almost 10 years, damn near to the day, it was about 10 years and about a week shy. He ends up knocking out Marcin Tybura in 1 round. What a good story for Ante Delija. I don't think he's going to make much noise beyond that, but hell of a win, though, you know?
I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see. I mean, he'll definitely be
I mean, he's good enough to be top 10, but I don't think much more than that. Like lower top 10.
And then on top of that, we found out he trains with Aspen also.
Yeah, he's not going to fight him. I mean, not that I think he'd be able to work his way to a title shot anyway, you know. But I mean, he might. The division's awful. I mean, if Waldo Cortez Acosta's number 6. And I think he might be able to beat Waldo Cortez Acosta.
I mean, yeah, no.
Yeah, but you know, number 5 is Delta Almeida, and then it's Blades, Pavlovich, Volkov gone. He doesn't beat any of those guys. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. Rest of the card, Kyle Fernandez defeating Harry Hardwick. Harry Hardwick just taking leg kick after leg kick after leg kick.
Was short notice, up a weight class.
Yeah.
But then the Anthony Smith video didn't help either.
I will be honest with you. I was a Harry Hardwick fan, but, definitely a bad look. I thought he's a fun guy from Cage Warriors. I've seen him a few times. But yeah, definitely a bad look on Saturday night for Houdini, Harry Houdini. Nonetheless, man, yeah, he'll be back. Short notice is what it is. Taking a look at the rest of the card if the page will load. All right.
It was Sam Patterson.
Sam Patterson, great win over Trey Waters. We love Sam Patterson on this show. Young prospect.
Time for a ranked opponent.
I completely agree. Robert Burchak defeating Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares, man. I believe if he would have won here, he would have had the most wins in UFC middleweight history, would have passed Michael Bisping. But no dice, man. No dice. Robert Burchak, great stoppage win. The big one for me, Renat Fakhratinov. The fact that he did not get a bonus for this. The quickest knockout on the card, by the way, over Andreas Gustafsson. Took him only 54 seconds. Great stuff from Renat Fakhratinov, who... I mean, look, I understand he had the draw with Dos Santos. He kind of had the Carlos Leo fight where it was,
But I mean, Carlos Leo looked juicy.
But the guy's won 23 fights in a row. I mean, can we
in the promotion?
Can we give him a ranked guy?
Well, he flirted with the rankings at one point. He was ranked, and then he got pushed out. I don't know how. And the crazier thing is, there's been guys that have been in and out of the rankings since then.
Yeah, it's
like, dude, like. He's 33.
Are you really going to tell me that Renat Fakhratinov does not beat Kevin Holland? Is that what you're going to tell me? Or D-Rod? Like,
well, it's not even that. Do you not think Renat Fakhratinov doesn't give you an entertaining fight against some of those guys?
Yeah, maybe beat him isn't really the point. But yeah, give it like the bottom 5. Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns, Jeff Neal, D-Rod, Gabriel Bonfim, Kevin Holland. That's the 10 through 15.
And bro, it took him a while to debut in the UFC. Like they signed him during the vid time.
Yeah.
Through Dana White looking for a fight. And
correct.
He didn't fight for 2 years, I think, or a year. Up until then. Yeah, he beat Eric Spicely January 2021. January 15th, 2021. I know, right?
That's a deep pull.
And then he didn't fight Andreas Michailidis until June of 2024. Like it took over a year for him to finally get into the promotion and settled in. And I mean, overall, it's been pretty fucking flawless. Obviously, there's been bumps and bruises. I know that. Let me see what fight in here people question. Nicholas Dalby one at the time people had issues with, but it's like, look, he's still around. He's still fucking winning. Like I say this time and time again, guys. If you guys don't think these guys aren't deserving of their position, or you don't think they'll do good against the level that's above, throw them in the mix and let's find out.
Let's find out.
And we'll find out real quick.
Like I saw some people trying to defend it, being like, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, the Carlos Leo fight was close, and well, he did have the draw with Dos Santos." And it's like, well, dude, yeah, but at a certain point, we're at 23 wins in a row.
He has to be doing something
right.
He's
undefeated in the company. Michailidis, Brian Battle's a great win. Kevin Lee, Nicholas Dalby,
he beat up Battle too.
Yeah, and he murdered Kevin Lee. That was like one of those stoppages where it's like, oh wow, like that looked like a dude off the street.
His finishes are kind of brutal too. Like
this was a brutal finish here.
That's what I'm saying. When the guy gets a finish, it's kind of like fuck. Maybe a decision's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. And Andreas Gustafsson was a decent name coming into this. Had some hype.
Oh no, bro, that was the easiest play money on this card. I probably should have told you to bet the house on this.
Oh well, I agree. I mean, I
was worried.
We're not believers. I think
I was worried about because I was like, I mean, Andreas is kind of dog, but at the same time, I'm kind of like.
But Renat is just so good, and like they just keep on throwing him these unranked guys.
I should have thrown like $100 on that. I should have given no fucks in hindsight.
Nonetheless, close it out. Sam Hughes defeating Sean O'Bannon. So
unranked 115.
Unranked 115.
That's all you need to know.
How do you have to be an underdog to Sam Hughes? Like, where do you have to be at in your career to where like I think Sam Hughes closes like I'm 2-1 favorite.
By the way,
which credit to Sam Hughes, kind of been getting destroyed for most of her UFC run.
But she's on a 3-5
That's literally what I'm about to say. Now on a 3-5 winning streak out of Davenport, Iowa.
Granted, two splits in there, and obviously she got a finish here, which is kind of a dub, which is kind of the icing on the cake now. But it was over Shannon. No hate.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Good for Sam Hughes though. Like it is kind of cool to
Dude,
see.
I'm pretty sure all her fights, she's been like the first fight of the night, or if not, like the second fight of the night.
Yeah.
Shit
Oh my
you
god.
not.
I bet if we looked back, like
If we look at
it's been
that,
brutal.
if we look at that fucking Tapology, dude, and you start clicking through, like I don't think this girl's. She's never sniffed a main card.
Oh, no chance.
Okay, she was a little higher on this prelim. Now that I'm looking at it, I clicked on it. She was what is that, third, fourth, fifth fight against Stephanie Luciano.
But yeah, you know what? Credit to her. She started off her UC career 0-3 with a couple of finished losses in there.
They kept her around. That's actually some
she's
real
been able
shit.
to kind of rally back, and now 3 in a row. That's actually a cool story. Good for her. I mean, she doesn't. I mean, I didn't think she looked like crazy impressive in her fights before this, but yeah, getting the finish was huge.
6-5.
Yeah.
Overall in the promotion. Damn.
Good for her. At one point, she was really like in can territory. You know what I mean? Like she was just getting.
Oh my god! Do you see her moniker?
What is it?
Sam Page.
Well, I guess we're Sam Hughes fans on the show now. I guess we're Sam
That's
Hughes
kinda
fans.
fire.
She got the finish.
She
Sam
went
Hughes.
Raja mode on Shannon Van.
Oh, she went Raja mode. Dude, isn't it crazy that nothing happened? Isn't that insane?
Something will
Oh
happen.
my god.
Something will
Yeah,
happen.
I mean maybe. I don't know.
Something will
I don't know what they could possibly be waiting for. It's been like whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's get into this card, man. Yeah, I don't see a point going.
But speaking about going Raja mode,
Speaking of
Jean Silva, Diego Lopes. We're about to go Raja mode.
You're about to go Raja mode. Because Diego Lopes and Jean Silva, the Lord.
Lord Jean Silva.
Lord Jean Silva, one of the hardest nicknames in fighting. 5-0 in the UFC, 16-2 is the record. Coming off a dominant win over Bryce Mitchell. Taking on Diego Lopes, who, look, came in the UFC hot, man. He had that short notice fight with Mars Railway. He suffered the loss there, but since then, he just kept it going, man. Staying active, getting the wins. And coming off a loss to Alexander Volkanovski in a bid for UFC gold. That was a fight of the night, though. He fought very, very well. Came up short. Give me your thoughts on this fight. Noche UFC on Saturday.
I mean, if this is not violence personified, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? I expect a war. I expect some damage. Someone might bleed. Someone might die, in the great words of Mike Perry. Overall, dude, I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen there. Like, when the cars crash, I don't know what these fucking guys are going to do. Like, are they going to fight the way I think they like to fight? Or is Diego going to come in more conservative, a little bit more safe, which fight a little technical, which and inevitably in this last fight, they end up going in his direction because he's fighting against the one guy you don't want to fight like that in this division. Mm-hmm. But now he's fighting a guy who matches his dog. And it's funny that we say that because he barks. Like no other in there. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I'm gonna pick Jean Silva just because I want the fighting nerds to still kind of transcend here and have a guy in a position hopefully for a title. And by the way, like their their friendship and like them as comrades, like you saw it, like when they all like when Hoofy lost and then Kyle lost, like the footage came out of all the guys watching these fights, and they felt that like, dude, it was like seeing like family go through some shit. Like it wasn't like, oh, my friend just lost. Like it was like. There was some deep meaning to these guys, and I like respect the fuck out of that because clearly there is a brotherhood there that is very much like super powerful to them. So yeah, I think for their own well-being, they need this one. I'm sure they're really hoping they're all gonna rally for the boy here in Jean Silva, and I kind of am too, dude. I kind of want a new face in the mix. I want a new picture, and also like. Is Jean Silva that elite? Like, he beats Diego Lopes here. It's like, fuck, dude, maybe, like, Jean Silva was the truth. Like, he wasn't just, like, this fun finishing guy who's gonna stagger. Like, I really hope it's not that. Like, I hope there's something here where it's like, dude, Jean Silva's in a position to fight Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, and I think with a win, he'd be there. Like, I really think like, he just needs this one, realistically.
Also, like, we gotta say, too, dude, continuing also the bloodline of like continuously having a Brazilian champion. Like obviously we got Pantoja right now, but it's like, dude, the fact that we just had two guys fight who were in positions to kind of continue that as well, who were also from Brazil, like just goes to show how like, I know people talk to like, I think there's been talks about how like MMA is going to slow down in Brazil. Like even then, like, dude, they're still pumping out some of the most elite of elite fucking talent to this day. Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, this promotion's been, what is it, 30 years of the UFC now? More than that now. Yeah. And we're still talking about Brazilian talent at the top of at the top of every division in some capacity. They have, I mean, I don't know, we probably have to do it, but I'm sure every weight class at least has one ranked Brazilian.
Yeah, they grow them over there. You know what I mean? Like even though like MMA in Brazil has slowed down, like they still have such a wealth of talent that just keeps on coming through. And the fact that like, you know, God, dude, like Jean Silva really could be like that next guy from Brazil. It'd be crazy. You know what I mean? Because he's kind of a crazy guy himself. But when you look at the finishing skills, both on the feet and on the mat, like he could be that breakthrough guy from Brazil. You know, obviously they have Pantoja right now, but you know, I mean, who knows how much longer he's going to have developed. He's kind of getting up there in age. Granted, he's still looking great. But
Also, he's 28. In comparison to Diego, doesn't have that many fight miles.
Exactly. In comparison to, I mean, it's easy to kind of realize that easy to forget, that he is that young. He doesn't have that many fights. He's only got 18 fights. He's 28 years old. Like, he's got time. As of right now, speaking of time, he is a minus 225 betting favorite, according to our friends over at BetMGM. Follow the link down below. Diego Lopes coming back as a plus 185. I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm riding the hype. I'm going Jean Silva. It's not really a shot against Diego Lopes. In fact, I think Diego Lopes has a really good shot of winning this fight. But I think on the feet, I feel like it's gonna be close on the feet. But Diego leaves himself very wide open. Not to say that Jean Silva doesn't like getting into a war himself. I just haven't seen him do it nearly as much as Diego Lopes has.
Dude, I mean, you can break each one. I mean, they're kind of. I think they're relatively even, dude. It's kind of scary. I mean, think about it. Diego. I mean, he has power. Clearly, doesn't even have to like plant himself too much to generate it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the clinch, like some of the way he's just bodied dudes exiting the clinch.
His jiu-jitsu is elite. I mean, dude, he's one of the main. I mean, I don't know if he still does it, but I know. I think it was Entram. Like he was one of the main BJJ coaches. Obviously, we see him in a lot of Mexican fight. I mean, throughout the years, I mean, he was always in all these Mexican fighters' corners. You go back. I mean, you can go on fucking Fight Pass and you'll see him there way before he even joined the UFC. So, I mean, as far as the ground, I mean, elite. So if the fight does get there, I mean, dude, how's that going to be? How are those scrambles going to be if it even gets there? I mean, and you were highlighting Silva's game too. They're like, I mean, he's pretty damn good on the ground too. We know they're going to come up with a good game plan. We know they're prepared. We know that there is some pressure there, I think, for Silva, right? Because it's like, okay, I see what the pack left. It's me now. Let's see what I can do. So there's also that too.
Yeah, like it's a very interesting fight. They are very much, I don't want to say mirroring each other, but they have kind of a similar style. They're both I would say like maybe not super well rounded, but they're both explosive in the areas that like, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm gonna roll Jean Silva. I think Diego Lopes could win, but I don't know, man. I'm riding with the hype. I think the fighting nerds are really going to rally behind him. I think he needs a win. I think he knows like how bad that team needs a win.
Also, what if Diego wins too? I mean, we're talking a lot about Jean Silva.
If Diego wins, then boom, he's right back in the contention. You know what I mean? And then it's like, say Diego wins. It's like, who do you match up with next? Maybe
dude,
an Aljo Sterling fight.
What a run that would be, right? Gavin Tucker, Pat Sabatini, Sadiq Yusuff, Danny Ige, Brian Ortega. Obviously, the Volkanovski lost in there. He went the distance though.
Close fight.
And then Jean Silva. Fuck, dude. Fuck, He made it like he made the best out of it.
He really has, man. So let's see if he can keep it going. It's gonna be a crazy fight regardless. That seems to be the case.
Dude, from losing 3 in a row, by the way, he lost on the contender to Joe Anderson Brito. Lost to Nate Richardson in the regional scene. By the way, that guy was 8-3. It was a split decision loss. And then after that, he lost in the grappling tournament to Zach Schneider in 1 minute and 19 seconds, rear naked choke. Comes back, beats someone in the regional scene. Beats someone in grappling, loses again in grappling, wins in the regional again, and then gets the short notice call against Mobzar. Falls short on that one, but gives us a competitive fight. And then the run I just mentioned is what followed. I mean, dude, it was like night and day from like it not looking so good, not looking like you're gonna make it to UFC. Were you just kind of a journeyman man, dude? Yeah, to like elite fighter.
And also like I remember whenever they announced him versus Volkanovski, a lot of people were like, yeah. Diego's pretty reckless. I don't know how well he'll do at the top level. And, you know, like there were various moments where it's like, if you put the pressure on Volkanovski, was it, I think it was in the 4th round when he hurt him real bad. And, you know,
Volk had to recover. Yeah.
So Diego Lopes is a championship caliber fighter, in my opinion. We'll find out Jean Silva is on Saturday. Co-main event. Not exactly what we want it to be. Granted, short notice pullout is what it is. Rob Font originally supposed to take on, and this would have been a massive fight for where these guys are. Raul Rosas Jr.
AKA Chiwiwi.
Gummies? Yeah, dude.
God damn it! I hate how that it's such a good marketing thing.
I was talking with my my fiance the other day, and we were talking about our dog. It's a Chihuahua, and just instinctively, it's something in the air this week. I was like, yeah, the little Chihuahua. Like, I just
I kind of like that.
Anyways, man. So instead,
the little Chihuahua laying in the bed.
Chihuahua. So instead of Raul Rosas Jr., Chihuahua, it's going to be David Martinez. 1-0 in the UFC, contender series guy, 12-1 is the record.
One half of the Martinez brother and sister do it.
Yep.
Melly Martinez's brother.
Interesting story, but I mean, short notice. Rob Font's a really good ranked guy. How much are we really expecting out of him here? According to the current betting line from our friends over at BetMGM, Rob Font only a -135. David Martinez, a lot of respect coming back to the +110. Do you think he could pull off the upset on Saturday?
I mean, look, he's fighting a 38-year-old with, I mean, this will be his, what is this? His 31st professional fight.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I mean, it's hard, but look, this kid wants to be in the UFC, right? He got the opportunity. What a better opportunity that literally an event that recognizes, the whole Mexican nation as a whole. You get the co-main event slot. You get a ranked opponent in your second UFC fight. Dude, it sounds kind of weird, but it's kind of reminiscent of kind of Diego Mozar in a way. Very different, obviously. Obviously, Diego much further in his career at that point. Also had more fights, had a lot of fight experience. There's a little bit of reminiscence there, at least to me a little bit. And obviously, he was fighting Mozar, who was in his prime, elite. But we're not going to downplay Rob Font on this show. The guy's a veteran. He knows what he needs to do to win. He knows how to win. That's why the Raul Rosas fight was so intriguing for Raul, because he was going to deal with, I mean, probably at that point, one of the most experienced in professional guys that he had ever competed against. Same thing here for David Martinez. He's 27 though. He's not 21, 20 fighting. It's for him, it's kind of like, okay, I can lose this, but at the same time though, if I win this, I prime myself in a position to have a bunch of elite fights afterwards. And look, he might do it. I kind of want it to happen. I'm gonna pick David Martinez, man. I want new blood. I want someone in the mix, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just gets out veteran for three rounds out of this fight. Mm-hmm. Rob Font will do what he had to do to survive in there. He knows how to win fights. He knows all the tricks. And it's bantamweight, dude. I mean, this is one of the most hyper competitive weight classes in the whole UFC. I mean, this shit is so tight. Even at the bottom half, it's so hard to break through, because even in that bottleneck area before the 15, everybody's elite, dude. There's so many elite guys, and if not elite, they're so fucking competitive that'll make it so fucking hard for you to cross over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, as far as this fight goes, I'm a little bit surprised that David Martinez is a +110. Rob Font is old. Be clear about that. He's a 38-year-old bantamweight. Historically, a bantamweight, you really don't see guys hang on that long. But not only that, he's won 2 in a row. He's won 3 of his last 5. He's been in this position before where he's had to face younger guys, and it seems like they kind of want to push the guy that he's facing, and he somehow finds a way to win. He beat Adrian Yanez, knocked him out a bit over 2 years ago now when he was in the position, having lost 2 in a row. Kyler Phillips, another younger guy, beat him, halted him in his crack. Gene Matamoto, earlier this year in February. That's another one. I'm going to roll with Rob Font here. Now that David Martinez is bad, and bantamweight is a division where, like you said, I don't think Rob Font is necessarily going to get himself into a title fight. I don't necessarily think he's going to, break back into the top 5 or anything, because I feel like at one point in time he was pretty close to that. But do I think he's good enough to beat unranked Dave Martinez, who only has one UFC fight and very inexperienced at the top level? I think he can. Especially considering granted, also let's not overlook the fact that he was preparing for a very different matchup, very different styles. So Dave Martinez, he might benefit from that, I think, a lot. Yeah. But still, Rob Font's a veteran. He's very well rounded at this point in his career. Heavy hands. He'll be fine. I think he's gonna pull off the dub. Take a look at the rest of the card, though, man. A lot of fun fights. Is it as deep as some of these other Noche UFC cards? Not exactly, but still a lot of fun, man. You move one down. Rafa Garcia, Jared Gordon. That's a banger. I love that. Kelvin Gastelum, Dustin Stolfus.
A matchup that I never ever thought
I was about to say that. Very kind of a weird one on paper, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, Kelvin is kind of in that point in his career now where he, granted, I think if he beat Joe Pyfer, he actually performed, I think, about as well against Joe Pyfer you could ask for at this point in his career from Kelvin Gastelum. He had some big moments, especially late, but yeah, man, weird fight. Santiago Luna, Kwang Lee opening up the card. And then you look at the rest of the prelims, some good matchups there. Alexander Hernandez, the Great, who literally, like...
He fought a month ago.
Yeah, like he just fought a month ago. He's trying to keep the momentum going. He's won 3 in a row.
Dude, he wins this. I mean, he deserves a ranked opponent.
Yeah, and he's also, I mean, to be fair to him, like I'd also jump at this opportunity. 40 years old, Carlos Diego Ferreira.
I mean,
you know,
right?
like-
I mean, that is kind of... But Diego... I mean,
Diego refuses to go away, man. Like there's been a lot of moments like where it's been like, okay, well, here we go. And then he'll just bring it back.
I think when he knocked out fucking Michael Johnson.
I thought he was over. I thought it was over. MJ was tuning him up. And then he lost 3 in a row. And then he pulled that knockout out and kept his career going. Jose Daniel Medina, Disco Tutorich. I'm excited for that. I love that fight at 185. Claudio Puelles, Joaquin Silva should be a lot of fun.
Dude, what was the last time we saw Claudio Puelles?
I was just about to say that. February 2024, split decision loss to Farid Zayam. And prior to that, he took off a 2-year gap. So he's really fighting like not very often.
But he's 29 though.
Yeah.
So I wonder what he's been cooking up. I wonder if we'll see some improvements.
Yeah, we'll see if Joaquin Silva, who's, you know, like the most overlooked long-time UFC veteran, it's been 10 years in the promotion now. We'll see how he can pull it off. The most overlooked fight on the card, Tatiana Suarez taking on Amanda Lemos. Very, very overlooked. I'm surprised they're buried this deep on the prelims, but also it's one of those things where it's like, is Tatiana Suarez, does she have it? You know, like, does she have it still? A lot of people thought she'd obviously be the one to finally kind of challenge Zhang Weili, and she got that title shot and, I mean, got dominated basically. So we'll see how much she has left. Amanda Lemos is still very, very good. So we'll find out very quickly what she's got. Yeah. I mean, she's old, but she's still very, very good though. Coming off a win over Osman Lucindo, he's a younger talent as well. So, you take a look at the rest of the card. Jesus Santos Aguilar, Luis Garul at flyweight. We love it here.
Banger.
We love the flyweights. Zachary Cedric Dumas. Alessandro Costa versus Alden Correa. Montserrat Rondon taking on Alice Pereira. Excuse me. Very interesting fight. Alice Pereira. Do you want to tell the people about Alice Pereira, Angel?
I mean, all I know is she's got like 3 things flagged on her fucking Tapology, and she's 19.
She is 19, and then also she's gonna be the youngest female fighter in UFC history, I believe.
Actually?
Yes.
I mean, I looked.
She's not related to Alex, in case anybody's curious. It's Eileen that people are probably thinking of.
Were you thinking of that too?
No, I was not. I want to highlight her because of her age. But
I did see her.
We'll highlight Eileen Pereira too.
I did see her when she got signed, and I was like looking at her thing. This was months ago now. I completely forgot about her, but then I clicked on her Tapology and I recognized it instantly. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, no, I know this girl."
She's 19, 5-0 with 4 finishes. As a former like women's MMA kind of talent scout, very much excited to see what she can do. In her UFC
two
debut.
flagged things though on her Tapology.
A little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie with you. I don't know why that's there.
We've already had those. Yeah. We've already seen what happens when we got those worries, guys.
Hey man. I'm gonna roll. I'm still excited though. I think there's still potential there. She's 19. Rodrigo Sandindo taking on Daniel Donacheko, opening at the card at 170.
The finale, 170 official finale for the Ultimate Fighter.
Tough 33. Which did you watch any of it?
I watched like an episode or 2.
Yeah, that's.
There were some interesting people on there. I'm kind of sad that I didn't. It's just.
I forget about it. You know?
We talked about it. I feel like the Ultimate Fighter, I don't know what they can do, but it's lost its allure. You know, it's lost whatever made it. And we talked about this. I think funny enough earlier this year, where it's like, I feel like they need to do something. I don't know what they can do, and I feel like at this point, it's just like Contenders is kind of better than Tough at this point. Like, at least for me, more entertaining. Yeah. And as far as like. Also, Tough doesn't feel like a reality TV anymore. It feels more like a game show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where in the past on Tough, dude, they got like there was definitely guys they brought on just for the they knew they were going to be a shit show in the house. They knew they were going to be entertaining. Yeah. They knew they were going to be interesting personalities. They were going to bring other shit into the mix outside of just being like, insert, prototype, 25-year-old Brazilian who's 13-0 living in a favela with his 4 siblings, mom and girlfriend, and his 1-year-old. I need to get this UFC contract. You're not getting a lot. You're not getting like, this is Damien. He's 29. He's 6-2 in MMA. And his fight style is street. And then the guy gets plastered every night on the show. You know, like that's not what you're getting anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like that's we're at a different stage of tough with the kind of competitors they're getting on there. You gotta admit that was kind of a.
I mean, dude, like it was 2000s television in like the best way, in my opinion. Like the first season, they got Strange Brew, who was like not a fighter. And they're like, what if we just grabbed a random guy and like just had him train? And what would happen? You know, like poor guy. You know, like
he did all right though for what it was worth.
I mean, I think he got knocked out by Chris Lee in about 2 minutes. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know,
dude, how many random dudes did you grab off the street that they could go 2 minutes?
Yeah, right. I mean, I think he got taken down and like mauled immediately. It was a long 2 minutes basically. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you're not getting the same tough vibe that you used to get, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they can really do to kind of get my interest back into it. Probably not much. But they don't even have a tough destination either right now because like the Paramount deal, which are fight nights and what used to be pay-per-views to come over, no deal for tough right now, no deal for Contender Series, and no deal for Road to UFC. So
it sounds crazy, but I feel like the only way they can make it better is like they need to make it more like reality TV.
Yes, they need to make it like Big Brother, like make it live and let people watch inside the house,
and just bring people who you know are gonna cause chaos.
Dude, bring the craziest people. Where's Diego Sanchez at? Can we bring back Diego Sanchez, put him in the house, you know?
Yeah.
BJ Penn.
Jesus.
BJ Penn in the house. Nonetheless, man, there's one other big fight that's happening this week, Noche UFC. Canelo Crawford, in addition to Noche UFC.
By the way, I heard they're gonna make it so they don't conflict.
Correct. It's a very big deal in Las Vegas, very, very big fight. I obviously can't talk a lot about it, but Angel, I'm just gonna ask you, man, excitement level. Give me your thoughts on the fight and, you know, how much you're looking forward to.
Dude, I mean, in my short 24 years of life, I've been blessed to see some pretty amazing shit in combat sports. I mean, and this is no different. I mean, this is once again, I'm gonna live another major fighting event. I mean, dude, you mentioned it earlier when we were talking in private. The two other biggest, gates, were Mayweather McGregor, and then Mayweather. Funny enough, Mayweather again.
Yeah.
Mayweather Pacquiao, and now it's looking like Canelo Crawford top 3. And I have been blessed enough to be alive and see all 3 of those.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to be a part of history again. I will be watching this event. Obviously, as a fellow Mexican, I gotta go support my blood as always.
Viva Mexico, cabrones.
Pretty much. But at the same time, dude, I got my questions. There's a lot of things that need to be answered. How is Big Red gonna respond? How's Bud going to look with the extra added on weight? Is he still going to be as fast as he was? Is he still going to look as technically sound as he is? He's obviously aged. He hasn't been competing regularly, you know? So there's a lot of stuff there. And obviously the magnitude of the event, the pressure that's on these guys, how badly does the other side want it? How badly does Canelo want it? How badly does Crawford want it? I mean, dude, guys, it's on fucking Netflix. I mean, look, I don't work for The Ring or Netflix, but even I'm like, hey, you ain't got much to do Saturday night? Throw that shit on, guys, because it's going to be cinema.
It's going to be cinema. It's such a big fight. I don't know. Like I said, I can't talk a lot about it, but yeah, very excited for it. A lot of big fight week events going on. So yeah, man, if you're in Vegas, you're probably having a fun time this week. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Netflix, Saturday night, be there. 2 things to wrap up with, dude. Like, there's really not a lot to really say. So, how about the White House, Angel? How about the White House? Officially happening. I don't even know if you saw this news.
I think I did.
The 2 subjects I'm going to bring up with you both flew under the radar, and they both make me laugh. Oh wow! Actually, they're both kind of tied in. I didn't think about that. The White House UFC card officially set for June. They said it was going to be like July 4th. That's not exactly happening. But according to the Wall Street Journal, here's the plan. It's coming to the South Lawn. It's going to have thousands of spectators. They're going to have the cage by the White House and the Washington Monument. They're going to have screens set up near the ELYXR, which is a park south of the White House. And the fighters are going to, oh, Jesus. The discussions are taking place about having fighters do everything from warming up at the White House and walking out of the Oval Office to even setting up a cage in the Rose Garden. So they don't really have entirely everything set up, but yeah, officially going down. Angel, how excited for you to see Conor McGregor warm up and come out of come into the Rose Garden to fight, come out of the presidential suite and come out and fight?
Is that what they're actually thinking about doing?
I mean, they said that, yeah, warm up in the White House. Maybe they'll put the cage on the Rose Garden, like, you know, because now it's all concrete, I think. It's no longer a garden, I think. They, like, paved over it. So, yeah, they just have, they're going to put the cage there, maybe. Like, but apparently, yeah, it's a real thing. June is the destination. It's officially set.
This shit doesn't even feel real, does it?
No, it feels...
And, dude, and it's going to be on Paramount for all of America to watch.
Yeah.
God bless America. Am I right?
Dude, bald eagle flying over, rock flag and eagle. Yeah, right, dude.
America. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fucking guns going on.
Literally, dude. Literally. That's exactly going to be the vibe. Yeah, unreal. It seems like we are going to get some form of... I bet Kayla Harrison's going to be on there. I bet we're going to get...
Wasn't that the rumor? Wasn't there a rumor? That
there was a rumor that Kayla Harrison's going to be on there because she was at that meet because Dana said, like, oh, yeah, I got to go to the White House and meet to set up this card, and he took Kayla Harrison with him. So what does that mean? I don't know.
I mean, former
Olympian and,
you know,
the only U.S. champion too, you know. Now that John said he's back. John said he's training 5 days a week, Angel.
You know what's the funny part is they could literally throw John against anybody in there and it would people would still fucking watch it, which is the sad part.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think John's gonna fight. I mean, John may fight, but he's not gonna fight Tom Aspinall.
If I was Trump, dude, I'm like, I want Francis versus
dude, yeah. Like if I'm Trump, I'm like, I'm going out there and I'm like,
I put it on Twitter too. Make it a big deal.
Make it public how bad you want Francis Ngannou.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, make it known. Yeah, I like that. Apparently we're getting Francis Ngannou versus Deontay Wilder next in boxing. That's they're both going back and forth. So it seems like Francis might be a little bit booked up, but
two biggest hitters.
Yeah, two biggest hitters. Fight we wanted for a long time. Yeah, man, this is ridiculous. It's kind of funny, but it's, you know, like I don't know what to really say about it. You know, it's weird. It's wacky. It's gonna be a big card. Hopefully, you know, Conor McGregor said he still wants to said he's in training for it. He's officially, it is kind of funny that him and John, both in the drug-free sport pool, both having training videos come out every week now. Like, but Conor's also running for president of Ireland, so I'm not really sure if he's dedicated to the whole thing. Did you see his launch video this past week?
No, but I did see that he did get enough, whatever was it, votes to even run.
No, well, that's not true. He said he did. And then,
he didn't?
No, that's kind of the funny part. He said that he did. And then it came out like he didn't. And then 2 days later, he put out this video out in front of like the Irish Capitol. And he's like, Irish civilians, you need to call your representative to get me on the ballot. And then just, you know, do the whole 9 yards.
Granted, he's kind of like he's doing the Kanye, right? Where he's kind of like trying to throw himself in kind of last minute. Like he hasn't actually campaigned really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Kanye had more campaign stops than Conor did.
That's what I'm saying. Like he hasn't actually tried to sell himself on this shit.
Yeah. But speaking of people who are apparently interested in coming back for the White House card, somebody, you know, I think we've mentioned it. We are like the only people in the combat sports community who've noticed this, and we've talked about this a few times. Every time I bring it up to you,
bro. It's been
every time I bring it up, yeah, because I find it so interesting. But this is now
I shut it down.
And you always shut it down until now. You can't shut it down anymore, Angel. You can't shut it down because she's in training with oh my god, it was like a young UC kid. I'll have to look it up on her Instagram, but Ronda Rousey's been training, hasn't been fought in 8 years, which is crazy. Time flies, but
I mean, it should be enough time to heal CTE, right?
Apparently, I mean, I guess so. I mean, she said she retired because of brain damage, but now she's been seen training a lot. And naturally, somebody asked Ronda Rousey in an interview, would you come back to the UFC? Are you going to fight on that White House card? Is that why you're in training? And she's like, well, I might fight again. I'm not fighting on the White House card, but I might fight again. So, Angel, I'll toss it to you as I have a couple times over the last 5 years. Any interest in a return of Ronda Rousey in the year of our Lord, 2025?
Dude, she is 38.
Yeah.
I don't know what value she has now to the promotion.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 years ago, yeah, when we talked about it originally, yeah. She was 33. There was still time, but it was cutting short, and even then I shut it down at the time. When she was 34, I shut it down. When she's 35, I kind of shut it down still, but I was like, there's still a little. Now I'm like, dude, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if
the only fight I see her take, or the only fight I would make that makes sense is her and Misha's retirement fight, because Misha only has one fight left on her contract.
That's a big one. That would make sense.
She said she might not even fight that one.
Yeah.
I think she even said that publicly at this point on the Jackson podcast.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think it comes down to the fact that I think women's bantamweight's awful, and I think she's Misha Tate's like top 12 at like this point in time.
Barely.
Too. Yeah, but I mean, she's still.
This just shows the level, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
unfortunately, that
she could come back today and probably work herself into a title.
But
shot.
I will always say this: I entirely blame the stagnant growth of the bantamweight division on the UFC.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. No, like you're completely correct. I mean, there have been various times whenever
and don't get me wrong,
bantamweights had prospects and they just haven't cared to sign them, or they've just run the same few top fights over and over and over again. And
don't get me wrong, like, but I feel like the sport's growing, dude. You're getting more young gals who are training jiu-jitsu, training Muay Thai, doing kickboxing. I mean,
we just highlighted Alice Pereira on this weekend's card, like
literally 19 years. Fatima Klein, another one. I mean, dude, not to be like bring up like something sad, but you remember the young gal who died in that accident?
Yeah.
Who had just come back. She was, I don't know if she had already been in Thailand or went to Thailand.
Yeah.
But she went to Thailand to go train her stand-up. Like, she was dedicated to that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the level of effort you're seeing young gals put in. Like, dude, I have so much fucking respect for that. Like, the fact that she just, I don't know how old she was, but she was super young. I mean, she was younger than 21, I think. She was under 21.
Yeah.
And she got up and was, like something, this is my dream. I'm going to chase it. Fucking sending letters to Dana being like, dude, I'm going to be there, and flying out and making those Herculean efforts to improve. Like, you can't tell me there isn't talent out there that you can sign. Dude.
Yeah.
It's all a lack of effort to develop divisions. And don't get me wrong, I do think the women's game is behind in some capacity, but I don't think the UFC is helping themselves by not also like forcing the development. Like, yeah dude, you're gonna have Sam Hughes 6 and 5s in the promotion, but at the cost of getting hopefully 2-3 girls who are actually ranked and high quality. And dude, it's a proven fact. Fucking iron sharpens iron, dude. Like, people will improve. I mean, you talk about picking someone up young, keeping them around the division, dude. Fucking look at Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira. I mean, all those guys fought like super, super young in these promotions. And granted, they had the talent, they had the hunger, they wanted it, but they fucking fought for that shit. And they were bred in the fire in the UFC and brought up to be great, And like, and they did it. They transcended. You need to get women in this promotion that are going to fucking transcend, and they're not doing that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the reason why we're talking about Ronda Rousey in 2025. Because, I mean, even if you Google, like, the only reason I brought it up, because I was looking for details of the White House card, and this morning I saw, like, you look up White House card, Ronda Rousey's talking about fighting in the White House card. It's the only thing, the top thing on Google. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not a good thing.
Can you imagine? They're like, division. Man, fuck Ronda versus Amanda, or fuck
Kayla versus Amanda.
Fuck Kayla versus Amanda. Let's do a Ronda.
They might. Who knows? Kayla. I mean, jokes aside, like the fact that she said she might come back, and it's like, dude, women's bantamweight doesn't have any stars. They would give her a title shot immediately. And it's like, if she's back and she's actually like taking it seriously,
not even, dude.
I would run her.
Then make her fight Misha, and if she won that, they'd be like, oh, title shot.
It was funny. I would just say Misha or Juliana Pena. Yeah. Juliana Pena would talk so much shit.
That promo would be insane.
Oh my god, that's what I'm saying, dude. Give Juliana Pena that fight, bro. Honestly, let her hype that up.
And then all of that for her to get armbarred around.
But it'd be such a fun build up, though. No. Honestly,
I mean, who knows what the fuck would happen in that?
Yeah, fight. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's such a bad division. Like, I think she beats Yana Santos, who's number 10. I'm just gonna say it. But anyways,
there's a good chance.
Yeah. Anything else we talk about before we bounce out of here, man?
No, man, that's it.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoy the fights this weekend. Mexican Independence Day. Viva Mexico Bonus. At Josh Soundoff on Twitter. He's at Angel Ortega _01. At Courtside Soundoff. They're all things related to the show. Peace.